The New York Jets have announced Tyron Smith as out on Sunday versus the Colts, which means it's finally time for first-round pick Olu Fashanu to finally get a chance to start for the Jets at left tackle, the position he was drafted to play for the New York Jets. What's up, guys? I'm Matt. Welcome to Jets Digest. Before we hop into the video, I want to remind you guys that only 18% of viewers are subscribed to the channel. So if you want to help me reach my subscriber goal of 2,000 subscribers, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. But here, what we got today, Rich Cimini tweets out that first-round pick Olu Fashanu will make his debut at left tackle, the position that he was drafted to play. He's played earlier this season at right guard and right tackle, but with Smith banged up, this feels like the passing of the torch. So, Tyron Smith, he has been out. He's been injured recently. His neck is the problem. He is being sent to potentially, they're talking about IR with the Tyron Smith neck injury. They still don't really fully grasp how much of an injury it is. They can't tell what their long-term plans with Tyron Smith is. But the way Tyron Smith has been playing so far this season, it wouldn't be a surprise that Olu Fashanu could come in and play better at left tackle than Tyron Smith was for the New York Jets. So I'm excited for this because I banged the table for Olu Fashanu. I really thought he was a great left tackle out of Penn State. He is a great pass blocker who is developing as a run blocker. So this weekend, what we are expecting to see is someone who is going to pass protect very well. But when we run some of our outside runs and our pitches to Breece Hall off that left side, there is where he will be potentially struggling if he does struggle. Recently, Pro Football Focus, PFF, has been giving Olu Fashanu good grades on his other starts for the Jets at the other positions. But his other play when he's had to fill in mid-game and play those other roles. But this is finally the position that he was drafted to play, so we're going to see how that works out. Diving into the rest of this Jets injury report, Davante Adams, he is questionable, is what they're calling it, with an illness. He's been announced by Coach Jeff Ulbrich that he is going to play on Sunday, so expect to see Davante Adams versus the Colts. Brandon Echols, another one, concussion. Here he doesn't have a designation. 27 minutes ago, it was tweeted out by CBS Sports that he is ready to go. He had that limited practice on Thursday, coming back from a concussion. He is going to play on Sunday as well. CJ Mosley, he's announced as out, and like we talked about, Tyron Smith announced as out. CJ Mosley injury gives our guy, Jamien Sherwood, some time to continue to build on the strong year that he's built for himself so far and continue to show why he deserves to be that middle linebacker of the future for the New York Jets. CJ Mosley, of course, an older player, a very good player, but an older player who can't be in the Jets' super long-term plans because he's starting to get old. So Jamien Sherwood played really well. Excited to see what he's going to bring to the table, what he's going to continue to bring to the table in the coming back in for CJ Mosley. So CJ Mosley, they said week 11, against the Colts is week 11. Week 12 is, of course, next week. That's when the Jets have their bye week. So during the bye week, Jeff Ulbrich has said that that's when they're going to take another look at CJ Mosley and see what's going on with him and determine their plan for CJ Mosley. So, as you can also see with this injury report, Solomon Thomas is questionable. His full designation for the game is officially questionable. They don't know whether he's going to play or not. And that Brandon Echols designation, him coming back is big because we finally get all of our cornerbacks back in the secondary. And so far, we've played a ton of games. We've seen the Pittsburgh game and some of the other games where our secondary has been really banged up, and we've been kind of lit up by below average receiving corps. I don't want to talk too much about the team that hung 37 points on the Jets, or it might have even been more than that. But their receivers aren't that good, and we really got to make sure our guys are healthy, because when they are healthy, Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, and Michael Carter II, they're great corners, but they got to stay healthy. And fortunately, it looks like we have all of our guys back. And we got Jake Hansen's also out. Just a backup offensive lineman who we're not going to have. I'm not going to talk too much about him because he does not, of course, have a huge bearing on what the Jets' plan is going to be. But speaking of the Jets' plan, this is the Colts' offensive line is also going to be banged up versus the Jets this Sunday. They are going to be starting 3 rookie O-linemen for the first time since Week 4, 2016 versus Jacksonville, as tweeted out here by Mike Chappelle. They are starting Center Tanner Bortolini, which is funny because he's a rookie from Wisconsin, and he was the Wisconsin center after Joe Tippmann, the Jets center out of Wisconsin, was drafted by the Jets. And he took over. It's a school that's known for putting out quality offensive linemen, specifically quality centers. So we're going to see what he has. They also have two other rookie offensive linemen, Matt Goncalves and Dalton Tucker. So three rookie offensive linemen. Pretty much a rookie quarterback, Anthony Richardson. He's only played about 11, I think it's 10 games as a professional football player. So he is someone that the Jets, if their pass rush can get going against, he's someone who's going to struggle. He's had problems with turnovers all season long, and the Jets really need to find a way to exploit that at MetLife Stadium on Sunday. So Anthony Richardson, he was benched 2 weeks. Joe Flacco played even worse. Now Richardson's back. He said he has been thankful for the time off. He thinks he grew as a player off the field and learned how to prepare for games a little bit better after watching Joe Flacco prepare for some games and then play those games. So hopefully, for Jets fans, hopefully Anthony Richardson, didn't learn too much and he does not pull out a win for the Jets. The Jets, of course, desperately needing a win at 3-7. The season is one loss away from being pretty much mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. It's getting late early. Very unfortunate with seeing how much hope was for this season going into it. But with this banged up offensive line, Will McDonald, Hassan Reddick, and Quinnen Williams, they just have to be able to find a way to wreak havoc against this offense. They've really struggled. They have solid wide receivers with Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce and the rookie Adonai Mitchell out of Texas, but those wide receivers, while they are talented, our corners are without a doubt more talented than what they got going on. They got a genius, who I believe is a genius offensive mind head coach Shane Steichen, Jeff Ulbrich. The defensive decision-making has been questionable. From defensive coaching decisions has been questionable since Robert Saleh was fired, since Jeff Ulbrich has taken over. It's not all on him. He's been dealt a really, really tough hand. He's had a lot of stuff put on his plate now that he honestly was not prepared for. Like, we can call it like it is. Clearly, it looks like the head coaching and doing the defensive coordinating still is a little bit too much for Jeff Ulbrich at this point in his coaching career. Maybe if he was given an offseason to prepare, he would have been in a better situation and the Jets would have a better defense and he would be more qualified and do better as the Jets head coach. But right now the Jets got what they got. And what we have is a defensive head coach and an offense that has to run through Aaron Rodgers. The Colts have no cornerbacks outside of nickel corner Kenny Moore II. If the Jets can't put up points on the Colts, I am going to be really worried because this is a team that's really, really, really struggled on defense. They use their first round pick on a defender, and they're a team that does not boast the type of names on defense that the New York Jets do, and that a lot of teams that the Jets have played boast. So this is really a game where the Jets could potentially get back on the right track. If they go to 4-7, the season's still fading away, still looking really bad, but you can only win one game at a time, and hopefully this Sunday we can walk away with a win and the Jets can get going in the right direction. But hey, injuries, I'm excited to see Olu Fashanu. Even though it's because of injuries, I'm excited to see what Olu Fashanu is going to bring to the Jets offensive line. I think he's going to be a really good player. This year, he's a rookie, so you got to give him some time. But definitely by the start of next year, I think this guy is going to be talked about as maybe an elite offensive tackle. Really, really big fan of the prospect. He's going to be a good player. This was definitely the right pick by Joe Douglas, potentially his last first-round pick being made as the New York Jets GM. But hey, all you can focus on right now is the next game. Aaron Rodgers, Jeff Ulbrich, got to get a win here. But right now, I just want to say thank you guys for watching the video. If you stuck around for this long, if you like what you saw, please subscribe, hit the like button, and as always, go Jets.